Bringing back the word problems. So remember those key features. We have usually an upside down parabola. And what are those key features? Well, we have the y-intercept, that starting point, right? The x-intercept, that ending point. And the vertex, which is that maximum or minimum. So if you have standard form, how do you get these things? Well, the y-intercept is just c. The x-intercept is the solutions. We can use the quadratic formula. Remember that plus or minus gives us two solutions. Makes sense because there can be up to two solutions with the quadratic function. Remember, 1, 2. So be careful on which one you pick. And then last, that vertex. I probably should be doing these in a different color. So last, that vertex, the x-coordinate for the vertex is negative b over 2a. So how do you get the y-coordinate? Plug it back in, right? So let's go over this. What is the height of the object at the time of launch? At the time of launch, that's the y-intercept. That's the easiest one for standard form. That's just going to be 60. How many seconds after the launch will it hit the ground? So hitting the ground's that x-intercept, right? Goes up into the air, boom, hits the ground. So we're going to run this through the quadratic formula. And you're going to pick the positive answer. Remember, this is A, this is B, this is C. Go back to the notes on the quadratic formula if you need help with that. How many seconds after diving will he reach his lowest altitudes? Okay, so this is the vertex. But the big question with the vertex, does it want the x value or the y? Well, x seconds, it's asking how many seconds, right? So we're going to go with the x value for the vertex. If we wanted the y, we'd plug it back in. So the x value for the vertex is negative b over 2a, the formula I gave up there. And so b in this case, this is a, this is b. So b is negative 10 over 2 times 1/2. What's 1/2 of 2? That's just 1, so that's going to work out nicely. So negative negative becomes a positive, and then on the bottom we have 1, so it's just 10. So the x-coordinate, it happens at 10. If it asks what is the lowest altitude, you plug it back in to find out what that actual altitude is. Here, what is the maximum number of mosquitoes? So now we need to actually plug it back in. So this is asking for the vertex, but not just the x-coordinate, but the y-coordinate. It's asking for the actual maximum here. So let's start with our x-coordinate. Same formula. This time a is negative 1. So negative over negative becomes positive. 14 over 2 is 7. So that's the x-coordinate. So to come up with the y-coordinate, plug in the 7 to this function. So that's negative 7 squared, which is 49, plus, that's 70 plus 28 is 98. Should be a negative 49. So there's that negative out front. And negative 49 plus 98 is going to be positive 49. So the y-coordinate for that vertex is positive 49. So that's how you find those key features using, or with standard form. It's all right here. The y-intercept, it's just simply c. The x-intercepts, you got to do the quadratic formula or factor if you can. I think this one is factorable. And then the vertex, you can find the x-coordinate using that formula, but if you need the y-coordinate, you're going to have to plug it back in. And that's it.